Is a Bitcoin crash coming? In this video, I'm going to take a look at the data. I'm going to take a look at the price action of Bitcoin and give you my thoughts and opinions on what I think is likely to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Okay, guys, if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'd be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Okay, let's get into this, right? Let's waste no more time and let's actually talk about what's going on here. So we are on Bitcoin paired up with USDT. This is the hourly chart and Binance is our data source. If I just bring this back out a little bit, you can kind of see that we are still talking about that $33,000, although I do feel a little bit more like 31,460 is our area that we're probably going to reach and find a double top and then break down from there. But you know, we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail soon. But as you can kind of see, we had a good run up here after we hit these lows of about $26,000 in terms of USDT. I think on Bitstamp it went down to about 25, but you know, on here on Binance a little bit different. We've basically been trading downwards ever since, right? So what's been really frustrating, if we grab that high point just there and we run a trend line just across the top, and you know, if we were to take, let's say, yeah, let's take this one here. We can also just run this down here as well, and we could just run it back this way, for example. Okay, you can see how we've been kind of stuck inside this channel, right? And we've been going downwards for a little while here. So we've gone up and then we've gone down. This is actually a pretty typical kind of pattern. Now, if we throw some volume on here, let me just throw the volume here for a sec. You can see all this volume came in on the way down, and basically as we pushed up, the volume dropped down. You can see that we had a little bit of a drop just down here on the 26th. Again, the volume spiked up for that drop, and so you can tell just by taking a look at the volume what the sentiment is looking like. As the price is pushing on up, the volume here has dropped down. So we just grab my my little pencil mark here. The price action has moved up here and the volume has dropped down here. Okay, likewise, basically when the price fell, the volume went up. So this is basically telling you exactly what the sentiment in this space is looking like. We often use the stochastic RSI for this. If I bring that back up into play, you can use the stochastic RSI to help us understand what that sentiment is feeling like, what we are going to be expecting to happen next. Okay, so as we're inside this channel, we're about halfway through. We haven't tested that upper bound, and I'm expecting ourselves to pull back down ever so slightly once again. Okay, as you can see here, we are getting ourselves into this tight channel. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to show you the triangular wedge pattern that is right in here. Okay, so we can see we have this. We're right up against a resistance. So by the time this video has gone out, I would expect us to pull on down. Okay, and we're getting ourselves tighter and tighter and tighter into this gap here. So I'm expecting us to pull back. Okay, as you see the prices moving on up, the volumes are decreasing down. We have a stochastic RSI that's now overbought, which means we are likely to see this thing pull back down. We just remove the volume there. Okay, so we are now looking at a breakdown from here. Okay, so chances are we're going to go lower than our 28,255 just based on everything else that we're taking a look at. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a bit of a breakdown on the shorter time frames. I am still, of course, expecting us to move on up, but again, I'm not looking at anything higher than 31,400. It is, of course, possible that we don't get that, and that was our high point right here for our fourth wave. However, it would be unusual that we've just done this kind of sideways trade here. It's more that likely that we are going to push on up, create a double top or push for that $33,000 and then get the bigger breakdown afterwards. Okay, we've basically take a look at the 4 hourly. It needs to come down. The 8 hourly is progressing to the upside, and you know, our daily does need to come down as well. So there's a lot of downside to come here for BTC. So you know, I'm not expecting anything kind of major at this point. I am expecting a breakdown today, probably, and then a surge upwards, and then another kind of rug pulled from beneath retail investors' feet. If I come up to our daily chart, you can kind of see the scope of this thing. We are talking about moving down to about 22,900, and again potentially a little bit lower than that. But that seems to be the area that we're looking at. And if I come into the 8 hour, you can kind of see all this area here with all of this data. Right, we've got these moves, these 5 wave moves coming down into this sweet spot. Now we've got this actually initially kind of scoped at 23,400 to 25,300, but 22,900 is a more probable area in my opinion. We could of course come down towards our 1.236 extension, which actually would put us at about $19,000. So again, you know, we're right in that gap. I'm not 100% confident that we're going to see that, and that's because too many people, in my opinion, are expecting it. And usually when you expect something to happen, it doesn't. In fact, it goes the other way. Specifically here in crypto, as this is an unregulated market and the whales play their games. But essentially, that's kind of what I'm looking at going on here. I'm going to keep this one nice and brief. There isn't too much more to talk about other than what is happening yesterday and in the other videos that I've done on Bitcoin. We're pretty much just getting ourselves into that tight wedge shape, and we are looking for a bit of a breakdown from there before we move on up again. And then, of course, you know, at a later date, a few weeks maybe, we'll break down and we'll hit those lows of the low 20,000s in my opinion. Guys, if you found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.